Have you ever paused, amidst the whirlwind of modern dating and relationship complexities, to consider what your romantic life might resemble if viewed through the discerning lens of an ancient philosopher? Today, we embark on a journey into a perspective that, despite its origins stretching back millennia, continues to resonate with profound relevance in our contemporary world, the Stoic perspective. Stoicism, born in the sun-drenched landscapes of ancient Greece and flourishing in the heart of ancient Rome, wasn't merely a philosophical system concerned with abstract notions of the universe or the elusive purpose of life. It delved deeply into the intricate tapestry of human emotions and, crucially, our interpersonal relationships. The Stoics, figures like Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, believed that a truly fulfilling life should be lived in harmony with nature, with the inherent order and rationality of the cosmos. This harmony extended to our emotional lives, demanding that our emotions, including the powerful forces of love and sexual desire, should be understood, managed, and directed with wisdom and self-control. Love and sexuality, seen through the Stoic perspective, are not viewed as mere fleeting passions, impulsive urges, or sources of momentary gratification. Instead, they present us with valuable opportunities to exercise virtue, to cultivate self-control, and, perhaps most importantly, to recognize our shared humanity with other human beings. The Stoics profoundly taught us that while love can indeed be a powerful and unifying force, capable of inspiring great acts of kindness, compassion, and selflessness, it should be approached with mindfulness, with awareness of its potential pitfalls, and certainly not driven by uncontrolled passions or irrational desires. Regarding sexuality, it was not seen as a mere physical act, devoid of deeper meaning, but rather as an expression of the natural order, an integral part of the biological imperative, with its own inherent purposes and meanings, connected to the continuation of life and the propagation of the species. The true significance of understanding love and sexuality through this Stoic lens lies in the transformative realization that, by doing so, we can discover deeper and more meaningful ways to relate not only to others but, crucially, to ourselves. In other words, the Stoics offer us a philosophical framework, a lens through which we can view and understand love and sexuality within a broader context, a context where self-control, mutual respect, genuine understanding, and the pursuit of virtue are of paramount importance. This isn't to suggest that the Stoics advocated for a cold, emotionless existence devoid of passion or intimacy. Far from it. They understood the power of human connection and the inherent desire for companionship. However, they cautioned against allowing our emotions to dictate our actions, urging us to approach love and sexuality with a clear mind and a virtuous heart. So, if you've ever felt lost, confused, or overwhelmed by the complexities of modern love and relationships, or if you're simply seeking a fresh and profoundly insightful perspective on these fundamental aspects of the human experience, join me on this enlightening journey through the world of love and sexuality through the eyes of the Stoics. Because although their words were formulated millennia ago, etched onto papyrus scrolls and passed down through generations, the timeless lessons they contain are as relevant and applicable today as they were then. In a world saturated with superficiality, fleeting trends, and the constant pursuit of instant gratification, the Stoic perspective offers a refreshing antidote, a pathway to deeper, more meaningful connections and a more fulfilling emotional life. When we delve into the heart of Stoicism, it is impossible to overlook the deep reverence this philosophical school of thought held for nature. But how exactly does this profound respect for the natural world relate to our sexuality and our desires? First and foremost, for the Stoics, understanding human nature was absolutely essential to living a virtuous and flourishing life. They believed that we are born with certain inherent inclinations and desires, that these primal urges are part of our biological makeup. However, they emphasized that these desires, in their essence, are neutral, they are neither inherently good nor inherently bad. What truly matters, according to the Stoics, is how we choose to respond to these desires, how we act upon them, and the extent to which we allow them to control our thoughts and behaviors. So, when we talk about desire, especially sexual desire, it is not something to be rejected, suppressed, or seen as inherently negative or morally reprehensible. It is simply a natural and fundamental part of the human experience, a biological drive that serves the purpose of procreation and the continuation of the species. However, what truly sets us apart as rational and moral beings, according to the Stoics, is our capacity for reason, our ability to exercise self-control, and our power to choose how we act based on those desires. We are not simply slaves to our impulses, we have the capacity to analyze, evaluate, and ultimately direct our actions in accordance with virtue and reason. Imagine a scenario: a person experiences a strong attraction to someone they meet at a social gathering. The Stoic approach would not be to deny or suppress this feeling. Instead, it would involve acknowledging the desire, understanding its source, and then making a conscious decision about how to proceed. Would pursuing this attraction lead to a virtuous and fulfilling relationship? Would it be respectful of all parties involved? Would it align with one's personal values and long-term goals? These are the questions a Stoic would consider before acting. The key is not to eliminate desire, but to manage it wisely. But beyond the simple acceptance of desire as something natural and inherent to the human condition, the Stoics viewed sexuality from a much broader perspective, a perspective deeply connected to the cosmos, to the intricate web of life, and to the natural order of the universe. According to their worldview, everything in the universe follows an order, a divine plan, determined by nature itself. This order is characterized by a constant flow of causes and effects, a continuous cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Everything is interconnected, and everything has its place within this grand cosmic design. Sexuality, in this context, is nothing more than an expression of that natural order. It is not just a physical act, a mere release of tension, or a simple attraction between two individuals. It is a manifestation of the will of nature, a force driving the continuation of life, the propagation of the species, and the perpetuation of the cosmic cycle. This understanding of sexuality as something in harmony with the order of the universe leads the Stoics to see it as something transcendental, something that transcends the purely physical and connects us to something greater than ourselves. It is not just about pleasure or procreation, it is a way to connect with the rhythm and melody of the cosmos, to participate in the grand dance of life, and to experience a sense of belonging to something larger than oneself. Therefore, when addressing sexuality from a Stoic perspective, we are not just talking about individual acts or desires. We are talking about how these acts and desires fit into the grand canvas of nature, how they contribute to the overall harmony of the universe, and how they can be used as opportunities for personal growth and virtuous living. It is a powerful reminder that we are essentially natural beings, that our desires and actions, even in the seemingly personal realm of sexuality, must be understood and addressed within this broader context. Furthermore, the Stoics would argue that true fulfillment in this area comes not from the unrestrained pursuit of pleasure but from acting in accordance with reason and virtue. This might mean choosing a partner wisely, committing to fidelity, and raising children with love and guidance. These are all ways in which our sexual desires can be channeled toward virtuous ends. Imagine another scenario: a couple is struggling with intimacy in their marriage. A Stoic approach would involve examining the underlying causes of this struggle. Are they communicating effectively? Are they prioritizing each other's needs? Are they acting with kindness and compassion? By addressing these issues with reason and virtue, they can work toward a more fulfilling and harmonious sexual relationship. The goal is not to simply satisfy desires but to cultivate a deeper connection based on mutual respect and understanding. Because at the end of the day, our sexuality, like any other aspect of our existence, is an opportunity to live in harmony with the universe and with ourselves. It is a chance to exercise self-control, to practice virtue, and to connect with others in a meaningful and fulfilling way. By embracing the Stoic perspective, we can move beyond the superficiality in the fleeting pleasures of modern society and discover a deeper, more profound understanding of our own sexuality and its place in the grand scheme of things. This isn't about denying pleasure, but about finding pleasure within the framework of a virtuous life. A life guided by reason, self-control, and a deep appreciation for the natural order. Have you ever heard the term Stoic love? At first glance, it might seem like a contradiction, an oxymoron, a concept that is inherently incompatible. After all, Stoicism is widely known for its unwavering focus on self-control, emotional detachment, and the suppression of passions. On the other hand, love, in its most commonly understood form, is one of the most intense and passionate emotions we can experience as human beings. It is often characterized by feelings of euphoria, infatuation, and a powerful desire for connection and intimacy. So, how can these two seemingly opposing forces be reconciled? But here is where the true beauty and profound wisdom of Stoic thinking about love lies. The Stoics, far from renouncing love, condemning it as a dangerous and irrational force, or advocating for a life devoid of emotional connection, invite us to experience it in a deeper, more meaningful, and ultimately more fulfilling way. Seneca, one of the most renowned and influential Stoic philosophers, famously said, "We don't avoid emotions, but we choose which emotions to follow." This is a crucial distinction, a subtle but profound nuance that lies at the heart of the Stoic approach to love. It is a call not to reject our emotions, to deny our feelings, or to suppress our natural desires, but rather to guide them, to direct them, and to give them a clear sense of direction. The central idea here is not to be carried away by uncontrolled passions, to be swept off our feet by irrational impulses, or to become enslaved to our own desires. Love, when impulsive, unexamined, and lacking in self-awareness, can lead us to hasty decisions, unhealthy obsessions, or even debilitating despair. But when we approach it with Stoic wisdom, with a clear mind, and with a virtuous heart, we can love deeply, passionately, and authentically, without losing our inner peace, without compromising our values, and without becoming overly attached to the outcome. This is what is often referred to as love without attachment. Loving without expecting anything in return, without trying to possess or control the other person, but simply appreciating their presence, valuing the shared moment, and cherishing the unique connection that you share. It is about finding joy in the act of giving, in the experience of connection, and in the opportunity to support and uplift another human being, without demanding reciprocation or clinging to the illusion of permanence. Imagine a scenario: a person is deeply in love with their partner, but they are also aware that the relationship may not last forever. A Stoic approach would involve appreciating the present moment, cherishing the time they have together, and focusing on the positive aspects of the relationship. They would also be prepared for the possibility of change, understanding that all things are impermanent, and that even the most loving relationships can eventually come to an end. This doesn't mean they would love their partner any less, but it does mean they would avoid becoming overly attached to the outcome, recognizing that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. And speaking of this concept of acceptance and non-attachment, it is impossible not to mention Epictetus, another towering figure in the Stoic tradition, who offered some of the deepest and most insightful reflections on love and desire. One of his most iconic quotes, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, says, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will have a tranquil life." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of the Stoic approach to dealing with the inevitable uncertainties and challenges of life. If we apply this wisdom to the context of love, Epictetus is telling us that instead of trying to shape the relationship according to our own wishes, our own expectations, or our own preconceived notions of what it should be, we should learn to love and appreciate things as they are, to accept the impermanence of relationships, to acknowledge the possibility that they may change, evolve, or even end, and still choose to love anyway. This is not to say that we should passively accept mistreatment or tolerate unhealthy behaviors. Rather, it is a call to let go of our unrealistic expectations, to embrace the present moment, and to find joy in the simple act of loving, without clinging to the illusion of control. Detachment, in the Stoic context, does not mean a lack of care, a deficiency of affection, or an emotional coldness. On the contrary, it means loving in a freer, more genuine, and more authentic way. It is the ability to enjoy the present moment without constantly worrying about the future, to appreciate the loved one for who they are without trying to change them, and to understand that true love is not possessive, controlling, or manipulative, but rather liberating, empowering, and mutually supportive. It is about fostering a relationship based on respect, trust, and open communication, where both individuals are free to be themselves and to pursue their own personal growth. In summary, the Stoics offer us a unique and profoundly insightful perspective on love, one that is deeply passionate and emotionally fulfilling, but at the same time balanced, centered, and grounded in reason and virtue. It is a powerful reminder that love, in its purest form, is a celebration of life, a recognition of our shared humanity, and an opportunity to connect with others in a meaningful and authentic way. And when we experience it from this place of Stoic wisdom and detachment, when we approach it with a clear mind and a virtuous heart, it becomes one of the most enriching and transformative experiences of our lives. It allows us to love deeply without losing ourselves, to connect with others without becoming entangled in unhealthy attachments, and to find lasting happiness in the simple act of giving and receiving love. Marriage and family have been fundamental pillars in countless cultures throughout recorded history, serving as the bedrock of society, providing structure, stability, and a sense of belonging. But how exactly did the Stoics, with their emphasis on reason, virtue, and living in accordance with nature, view these institutions? What meaning did they attach to them? And how did they strive to live out these roles in their daily lives, balancing their philosophical principles with the practical demands of marital and familial responsibilities? To begin with, we must understand that for the Stoics, marriage was not simply a romantic union of two individuals who happened to be in love, driven by fleeting emotions or societal expectations. It was a much deeper and more significant commitment, a conscious and deliberate act of aligning oneself with the natural order, contributing to the well-being of society, and ensuring the continuity of humanity. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, a towering figure in Stoic thought, eloquently mentioned that the act of marriage is a natural act directed toward the continuation of the species. He did not see it as a mere social convention, a legal obligation, or a means of personal gratification, but as an integral part of cosmic harmony, a reflection of the natural order of things, and a vital contribution to the overall well-being of society. From this perspective, the duties and responsibilities inherent in a marriage were not viewed as burdens, as constraints on personal freedom, or as sacrifices to be endured. Instead, they were seen as valuable opportunities for personal growth, for the cultivation of virtue, and for contributing to the common good. Fidelity, mutual respect, unwavering support, and steadfast commitment were fundamental values for the Stoics, the cornerstones upon which a successful and fulfilling marital relationship could be built. A successful marital relationship, in their eyes, was not simply about romantic love or physical attraction. It was based on a shared commitment to virtue, a deep mutual understanding, and a relentless dedication to working together to achieve a greater good, not only for the couple themselves but also for their family, their community, and society as a whole. Imagine a Stoic couple facing a difficult challenge in their marriage, perhaps a financial hardship, a health crisis, or a disagreement over parenting. Their approach would not be to succumb to anger, resentment, or blame. Instead, they would strive to remain calm, rational, and focused on finding a solution that benefits both individuals and the relationship as a whole. They would communicate openly and honestly, listen to each other's perspectives, and work together to overcome the obstacle, drawing strength from their shared commitment to virtue and the well-being of their family. When it comes to the education and upbringing of children, the Stoics held an equally deep and reflective perspective. They firmly believed that children are not simply miniature adults, lacking the experience and knowledge of their elders. They are developing beings, each with their own unique potential, who need guidance, love, and above all, good examples to follow in order to flourish and become virtuous members of society. Seneca, the Roman statesman and Stoic philosopher, famously said, "Children learn more from what you are than from what you teach." This profound statement underscores the importance of role modeling, highlighting the fact that the behavior and actions of parents are the first and most influential life lessons for their children. From this perspective, educating a child was not just about imparting knowledge, filling their minds with facts and figures, or preparing them for a successful career. It was about instilling values, teaching through example, and preparing them to face the inevitable challenges and adversities of life with wisdom, resilience, and serenity. The Stoics advocated for an education that cultivated virtue, self-control, and the ability to reason clearly and make sound judgments. They believed that children should be taught to be honest, compassionate, courageous, and just, and that they should be equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to live a fulfilling and meaningful life, guided by reason and virtue. Imagine a Stoic parent faced with the challenge of teaching their child about the importance of honesty. Instead of simply telling the child not to lie, they would strive to be honest in their own dealings, demonstrating the value of integrity through their actions. They would also explain the consequences of dishonesty, helping the child understand how it can damage relationships and erode trust. By combining instruction with example, they would create a powerful learning experience that instills a lifelong commitment to honesty. In conclusion, the Stoic view of marriage and family is a harmonious combination of commitment to nature, to society, and to oneself. It was not just about fulfilling societal roles, adhering to traditional conventions, or blindly following cultural norms. It was about living according to principles that enrich the lives of individuals, strengthen the bonds of community, and contribute to the overall well-being of society. It is a vision that, though ancient, continues to have surprising relevance in today's rapidly changing world, offering a refreshing perspective on how to live in relationships and family responsibilities fully, authentically, and virtuously. It reminds us that marriage and family are not simply about personal happiness or individual fulfillment. They are about contributing to something larger than ourselves, about creating a better world for future generations, and about living in accordance with the natural order, guided by reason and virtue. And we must always remember the powerful words of Marcus Aurelius, who astutely asserted, "What does not benefit the hive does not benefit the bee." This simple yet profound reflection invites us to view love and relationships not only from an individual perspective, focusing solely on our own needs and desires, but also from a collective one, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and understanding the impact of our actions on others. It reminds us that what is good for one should also be good for the other, and vice versa, that true happiness and fulfillment come from contributing to the well-being of others, and that our relationships should be based on mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to the common good. Seneca, on the other hand, wisely advised us that, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. In the context of love and relationships, this reflection invites us to treat our partner, our family members, and even strangers with kindness, understanding, and respect at all times, recognizing their inherent worth, acknowledging their humanity, and valuing their presence in our lives. It reminds us that kindness is not a sign of weakness, but a virtue of strength, and that even the smallest act of kindness can have a profound impact on others, fostering connection, promoting understanding, and creating a more compassionate and harmonious world. But how do we actually apply these profound insights to our current relationships, to the everyday challenges and opportunities that arise in our interactions with our partners, our families, and our friends? Here are some practical ideas, grounded in Stoic thought, that can help us cultivate deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling relationships. Value the present moment. Seneca, with his characteristic wisdom, reminded us that life is fleeting, that time is precious, and that we should not take any moment for granted. Therefore, appreciate every moment with your partner, your family members, and your friends. Live in the present moment, savoring the simple joys of connection, and don't let worries, anxieties, or unrealistic expectations about the future overshadow your current happiness. Focus on the positive aspects of your relationships, express your gratitude for the people in your life, and make the most of every opportunity to connect, to share, and to create lasting memories. Cultivate self-control. The Stoics placed a high premium on the importance of self-control, recognizing that our emotions can often cloud our judgment and lead us to act in ways that are harmful to ourselves and others. In love, this means not giving in to unfounded jealousy, irrational anger, or lingering resentment. Cultivate patience, practice empathy, and understand that everyone, including yourself, is imperfect and prone to making mistakes. When faced with conflict or disagreement, take a deep breath, pause before reacting, and strive to respond with reason and compassion, rather than impulsivity and anger. Embrace love without attachment. As Epictetus so eloquently taught us, we should not hold on too tightly to external things, as they are not ultimately under our control. This includes relationships. Love passionately, give freely, and connect deeply, but always be prepared to accept any outcome with serenity, understanding that all things are impermanent, and that even the most loving relationships can eventually change or end. Focus on the joy of connection, the beauty of shared experiences, and the opportunity to support and uplift one another, without clinging to the illusion of control or demanding a specific outcome. Cultivate open and honest communication. While the Stoics did not directly address communication in relationships with the same level of detail as modern relationship experts, they did emphasize the importance of wisdom, reason, and mutual understanding in all aspects of daily life. In relationships, open and honest communication is essential for building trust, resolving conflict, and fostering deeper connection. Strive to communicate your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully, listen attentively to the perspectives of others, and be willing to compromise and find solutions that work for everyone involved. Seek mutual growth and improvement. Love is not just about feeling butterflies in your stomach, experiencing fleeting moments of pleasure, or satisfying your own needs. It is also about growing together as individuals, challenging each other to become better versions of yourselves, and supporting each other's personal and professional goals. As Marcus Aurelius would say, seek what is beneficial for both individuals, and foster mutual improvement in the relationship, creating a space where both partners can thrive, flourish, and reach their full potential. In the end, Stoic wisdom invites us to view love and relationships from a prism of authenticity, understanding, and growth, challenging us to move beyond the superficiality in the fleeting pleasures of modern society and to cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections that are grounded in reason, virtue, and a shared commitment to the common good. Although they lived millennia ago, their teachings remain a guiding light in the complex labyrinth of love in the contemporary world, offering a timeless framework for navigating the challenges and opportunities of human connection. Perhaps by embracing this wisdom, by incorporating these principles into our daily lives, we can find deeper, more meaningful, and more balanced love in our lives, creating relationships that are not only fulfilling for ourselves but also contribute to the well-being of our communities and the betterment of the world. Before we part ways, please confirm your subscription to the channel to stay up to date on future explorations of Stoic philosophy and its practical applications to modern life. Here are 2 videos that may be of particular interest to you, offering further insights into the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and how it can help you live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Thank you for watching, take care, and see you soon. Remember to apply these principles with patience and self-compassion, recognizing that it is a journey, not a destination, and that even the most seasoned Stoics stumble along the way. The key is to keep striving, to keep learning, and to keep growing, always guided by the light of reason and virtue.